3.
There's no question that road infrastructure in the state of Michigan is currently the highest priority. We can debate whether education and the state's economy and other factors need some attention, but before we can tackle those problems, we need to meet our most basic need, and that's getting from point A to point B in a safe and efficient manner. And right now we don't have that, believe it or not, that most basic need met in the state of Michigan. I believe we can get there. I think we've made some steps in the right direction. I think the legislation approved in 2015 helps, but it's still not enough to solve the problem, unfortunately. That legislation provided about $1 billion more annually once it's phased in new road funding for communities across the state and for major roadways across the state, but experts would say we need about $3 billion in total, so we're still far short, as everyone can see just driving down roadways throughout southeastern Michigan and other parts of the state. So we have to figure out a way. The next governor, the next legislature, and local officials across the state have to collaborate and figure out a solution to this problem. Other states have done it. Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Indiana, all the Midwestern states that have the same weather conditions we do have somehow figured out a way to solve this most basic need in their states. We can do it in Michigan. Failure to do so will mean that cities and communities across the state will have to address these needs on their own in a hodgepodge fashion. That results in some communities having good roads and other ones having deplorable roads, depending on whether or not they can come up with increased funding in their own local communities. We've been able to do some of that in Sterling Heights. We've been very fortunate. Over the last 5 years, we've spent about $150 million on roadway improvements across our city. Over the next 5 years, it'll be close to $400 million when you include the mega Mound Road project. I mean, $400 million. So over a 10-year period of time, we will have made about $500 million in roadway improvements in Sterling Heights, a giant leap forward for our city, and I think our businesses and residents are very grateful for that and appreciate it. However, it's a problem if we can't do that in other communities. What good is it if roads are good in Sterling Heights and when you leave Sterling Heights you risk a few $1,000s damage to your vehicle or to your truck or to your semi? So while some communities are having some successes in getting additional revenue, there really has to be a statewide solution to the problem. I will also say that technology is playing a role in improving roadways. I don't think we have a technology problem in the state of Michigan. I don't think we have a lack of competent engineers. Our engineers in Michigan graduate from the same universities that Ohio and Indiana and Pennsylvania and Illinois, the same universities their engineers go to as well. So it's not an engineering competency problem. At the end of the day, it really is a funding problem. And it's a multifaceted problem which will require multifaceted solutions. The solution is not increasing the gas tax further. That may be part of the solution, but the solution is looking at all the issues, including new revenues, including weight limit enforcement and perhaps greater restrictions. It includes determining how road funding is distributed to communities across the state. Right now it's based on a very antiquated 1951 statute. Almost all people agree that Act 51 has to be updated. Somehow we got to figure out a way to do that together. So you can see there's many solutions to the problem. We have to start working together. Our citizens and businesses deserve it, and it's our job to make sure that we deliver.